How much could taxpayers be on the hook for to fix the troubled Albuquerque Police Department?
That's exactly what city councilors are talking about tonight. They're having a special meeting to talk about the new agreement between the city and the Department of Justice, and they want your thoughts on this. News 13's Catherine Zone is live over at Civic Plaza. So, Catherine, when we're talking about this price tag, you're saying in the millions.
Absolutely, Matt. We're talking millions of dollars every single year. And that's something that you, the taxpayer, will be paying for. It's one of the reasons why City Council wants you at the meeting tonight so you can weigh in.
We feel it's a very important meeting for the public to understand what is in the agreement.
It took months for the DOJ and the city to come up with the terms of this settlement agreement after the feds investigated APD for years. Tonight will be the first chance the public will have to sound off on the changes coming to APD. And there are quite a few. The agreement released last week requires better training and hiring for officers. It also outlines APD's use of force policy to include requiring all officers to give suspects time to submit to arrest before using force and using on-body cameras. There will be more supervision for APD's special units, including SWAT, and a special unit involved in the James Boyd shooting will be disbanded. Tonight, there will be a Q&A with the public. Counselors want to know if you think it's enough for the amount it's going to cost. So,
these reforms are not going to be inexpensive. It's going to cost the city of Albuquerque between $4 and $6 million the first 2 years. This is a 4-year settlement agreement, and hopefully we can conform and comply and provide the dollars available.
Now, Council President Sanchez says that cost could climb past the $10 million mark. Back to you.
A lot of money. Thank you for the update, Catherine. Councilors will vote on if they agree with the changes. The mayor's office and the DOJ want to make sure everyone is on the same page. But even if they do not endorse it, they being the city council, the city has already agreed to sign the document by November 10th. Now, if you want to go to tonight's meeting, is at 5 o'clock at 1 Civic Plaza. It's in downtown Albuquerque. You do have to sign up for the public comment part of it ahead of time. One community group that will most likely be speaking up at the city council meeting tonight is called APD Forward. It says a settlement agreement between the city and the Justice Department is a positive step forward, particularly when it comes to having better communication between police and people, and with the police rather being focused on mental health issues. But APD Forward also says the agreement doesn't always go far enough.
Cameras are crucial to improving and changing officer behavior, as well as the behavior of the people who are being filmed. One way to say it is that a watched cop doesn't boil.
APD officers are supposed to have their body or lapel cameras on all the time they interact with the public, but that does not always happen, and officers usually get disciplined with just a slap on the wrist. That's the way it's been in the past. The DOJ agreement calls for APD to update its body camera policies and start them within the next 2 months. And you can count on at KRQE News 13 to stay on top of the APD DOJ agreement and for the long haul. Always on air and online. You can get expanded coverage there at krqe.com. Crystal?
24 inmates from a southern New Mexico jail are being moved after the director was fired and 3 detention officers arrested. The Deming Headlight reports about 50 inmates are now being transferred to Luna County Detention Center while restructuring in Sierra County is completed over the next 6 months. In August, 3 Sierra County detention officers were accused of bribing or threatening female inmates into having sex with them. Police are investigating a late-night shooting that sent 1 person to the hospital. It happened just after 9 last night on San Mateo and Zuni Southeast. Police are not releasing many details this morning, but say 1 man was taken to the hospital with a gunshot wound to his back. He's expected to survive. They say they took another person in for questioning. We'll continue to update you on this story as soon as we get more information. Today, we could learn more about the arrest of a UNM basketball player. Lobel senior Ebony Walker was charged with aggravated domestic violence late Tuesday night. Jail records show Walker was released yesterday. UNM's athletic department tells News 13 they are aware of the arrest and they're expected to comment today.
UNM is dealing with a lot of campus car crime right now, and you'd think security cameras would help, right? Well, wrong. The reason is the university's IT department and individual buildings control the cameras, not police, and the cameras don't always work. The officers found this out the hard way last week when they tried to find video of some motorcycles getting stolen. It turns out the cameras in the area were off because of a virus.
It's kind of a tricky situation, but someone else monitors them, and when we want to get footage from the cameras that we know are out there, then we contact those people and try to get the footage from the cameras.
I think for me it's a little frightening.
Students are saying that because so far this year, reports show almost 100 cars on campus have been broken into and another 28 were stolen. Police have found half of those, though. We are learning more about the hazing scandal that rocked the UNM women's soccer team earlier this year, and it's not necessarily good news for the university. News 13 just got a hold of the investigation into older players pushing freshmen to drink a lot of alcohol and found the women's soccer team has been involved in similar incidents for years. The investigation we found says upperclassmen put signs with inappropriate nicknames on the freshmen, wrote words on their bodies, and told freshmen to kiss the, let's just say, behinds of the upperclassmen, and several did. And it even gets worse from there, things we can't talk about on TV this morning.
It just doesn't seem like there's anything positive coming out of it. It's just a lot of, yeah, it's degrading.
It takes away their dignity by doing these acts and everything that happened.
The report makes it clear that at least one coach either knew the hazing had been going on for years or should have known. Police say the freshman who got drunk this year did not cooperate with the investigation, so it's highly unlikely anyone will face any charges.